Welcome to Common Prophets. Today we shall discuss the location of Mathura. In part 1 of this video, we have already tried to establish that the Mitzrayim of the Bible was located at Chanu Daro in Sindh. In this video, we shall try to establish that the Mathura of Lord Krishna was also located at the same site of Chanu Daro, and therefore Chanu Daro was the center from which Lord Krishna on the one side went westward to Israel at the end of his life, and on the other hand his descendants went eastward to Uttar Pradesh. The story starts with Bhagwat Purana Mahatmya. In this, Vajranabha, who was great-grandson of Krishna, was ruling over Mathura, and he lamented that I am ruling over a deserted area. I do not know where the population of all this area has gone. Upon this, sage Shandilya said to him, "Here alone is that Braj land where Krishna's doing continue to take place secretly. You settle many villages here. Give them names as per the doings of Krishna. You correctly identify the places of Lord's doings by my blessing." So, it is clear that Vajranabha re-identified the places associated with Lord Krishna at Mathura, because it says you correctly identify the places of Lord's doing. So what is the need of identifying places of Lord's doing if the Lord's doing were very well known? After all, Krishna was not an ordinary soul, and if Krishna has done so many things in Mathura, like killing of Kamsa, and there were palaces and other things, how come everything became totally deserted and no one knew where Mathura was? So my submission is that this Mathura, which Vajranabha was lamenting about, was located in Uttar Pradesh, and the original Mathura was located somewhere in Sindh. Why? The key to this suggestion is the flow of the Yamuna River. It is well established that Mathura was located on the banks of the Yamuna. Now the Yamuna River used to earlier flow westward from Yamunanagar, and it was known as Chautang, then Ghaggar, then Hakra, and finally it used to go into the run of Kutch. But sometime between 2000 and 1500 BCE, the Yamuna changed its course and it started to move south from Yamunanagar, then turned eastward from Agra, and finally joined the Ganga at Prayagraj. So the Yamuna shifted from west to east. It is only logical that Mathura, that was located on the banks of the Yamuna, would also be shifted from the west to the east. Otherwise, one should have no Mathura either at Chanu Daro or in Uttar Pradesh. So we clearly have two Yamunas, one onto the west and one to the east, but we cannot have two Mathuras, because Lord Krishna lived at one Mathura, and that is to be located either on the western river or onto the eastern river. This picture given by Geologist Valdiya shows how the Yamuna changed its course near Yamunanagar, and as a result, the Yamuna flowing on the west became a series of ponds. This picture is of the Ghaggar river near Hanumangarh, and you can see that this is a huge river, but which has converted into series of ponds. Proof of this shifting of the Yamuna is available in no less than the Bhagwat Purana. In 10th Skand, chapter 39, it is narrated that at one time Kans wanted to kill Krishna and Balram. So he sent Akrur to Gokul to bring the two brothers to Mathura so that he could have them killed. As Krishna and Balram were traveling with Akrur, they stopped at one place, and the Bhagwat Purana says that Akrur took a dip in the pond of the Yamuna. Now the question is, how could the Yamuna become a pond? The Yamuna could become a pond only when it stopped to flow. And this has exactly such has happened to the west flowing Yamuna at 1500 BC, as we have explained. So the two things match. Yamuna started to flow towards the east from the west. The western stream of the Yamuna was converted into series of ponds like the one that we have seen at Hanumangarh, and Akrur took a dip in one of those ponds. So it is clear that Yamuna had become a series of ponds, and that has happened because the Yamuna itself had shifted eastward. Now the second part of the problem is archaeology. Vinay Kumar Gupta has undertaken a detailed study of the archaeological sites near Mathura. He writes that charcoal samples from Goshna have been dated to 2150 BCE. These are the earliest known dates from anywhere near the Braj. However, evidence of structures is only available from the Shunga and Kushan periods towards the end of the first millennium BCE. Now, what this means is that nomads used to wander and they used to stop someplace, they used to burn some wood, and those charcoal samples were found. But habitation of a city like Mathura required that you had made cities of structured houses, streets, palaces. And what Gupta is saying is that evidence for such habitation is not available till the Shunga and Kushan period, which is about 200 to 300 years before Christ. So, question is that if there is no archaeological evidence at the current Mathura in Uttar Pradesh, how can we say that this place was? On the other hand, as we had mentioned, the Chanu Daro was a city that survived till about 1500 BC. And in the illustrated London News of 1928, there is a beautiful picture of the items that were produced in Chanu Daro. And these included axes and spears. Chanu Daro was a manufacturing hub, and it was manufacturing metal implements for the Indus Valley. So the point is that both from the archaeological standpoint and the geographical standpoint, we find that the Mathura of Uttar Pradesh does not have archaeological evidence at 1500 BC. It also does not have Yamuna flowing near it at 1500 BC. On the other hand, at the site at Chanu Daro, we have archaeological evidence as well as the Yamuna flowing. Therefore, we should think about whether the original Mathura of Lord Krishna was located at Chanu Daro rather than the present Mathura. I may make it clear that the grandeur and the importance of Lord Krishna is not diminished by relocating from present Mathura to Chanu Daro. In fact, if we have to convince the world that Lord Krishna was a genuine person who lived on this earth, then we should be able to provide evidence from archaeology and other disciplines. And such an evidence is available from Chanu Daro. Therefore, the grandeur of Lord Krishna is only increased if we can provide archaeological evidence to back his actions on this earth. So please think whether Mathura was located in Uttar Pradesh or in Chanu Daro. And as we have shown in the previous part of this video, that Mitzrayim was also located at Chanu Daro. You can find the link of the previous part and the I button as well as in the description of this video. So please see both the parts and provide us with your critical comments so that we can come to the truth of where Lord Krishna's Mathura was located. Please do not forget to share and like this video, and we hope to see you again. Thank you.